The Democratic National Committee presents another visit with the man from Libertyville. Here at the end of this lane, on a farm about 4 miles from Libertyville, lives Adlai E. Stevenson of Illinois. Here at the end of the lane is the house in which all the Stevenson children have been raised. And here, back of the house, is the historic Des Plaines River on which they canoed and fished for catfish on lazy summer days. Now, we're back on the porch at Governor Stevenson's home, where he has written so many of his great speeches and books. Today, Dr. McSwain, Dean of the School of Education of Northwestern University, has joined him here, and they're talking about something close to every parent's heart, our public schools.
Governor Stevenson, you were known for the strong support that you gave public education when you were governor in Illinois. What do you think is the responsibility of the President of the United States and Congress to help improve the conditions that now exist in the public schools?
Dean McSwain, I'm glad you asked me that question, because I think you asked me in order to give me an opportunity to talk about something that not only interests me a great deal, but I think is one of our gravest national problems and one of the most pitiful failures of the Eisenhower administration. Perhaps I could sum it up by saying that after 4 years, they are studying the matter.
But studying the matter, Governor Stevenson, is not enough.
Yes, I know, Doctor. But back in 1953, when the Office of Education, I believe, announced that we needed 340,000 more classrooms for our children, the Eisenhower administration said they were studying the matter. And then, when it was disclosed that we needed 72,000 teachers at once, they said they were studying the matter. And more recently, when it was appeared that some 1 out of 3, I believe, of our classrooms was in a fire trap or dangerous, they said they were studying the matter.
What worries me, Governor, is that we face the greatest crisis in public education in the nation's history. Children and the future are in danger.
And what's worse, Doctor, I don't think we're getting the kind of leadership that we need to resolve this crisis in education. The Republicans got around to finally to introducing a school bill in the 1955 session of the Congress, but it was a grossly inadequate bill. It was also so complicated, and it was so impractical, and it was so unfair that it would have done very little to improve our children's education. I wasn't surprised when one of the leading school groups, you'd probably remember which one, said that it sounded as though it had been written by a mortgage banker lending money to a pauper. And then in this session of the Congress, they introduced another bill, a better one, and the Republicans themselves killed it.
Governor Stevenson, there are very few people in public life today who understand the problems in public education. I want to commend you for the kind of leadership that you gave to education when you were governor in Illinois.
Thank you, Doctor. We must do something like that in Washington, too. Already, we've lost 4 precious, irreplaceable years. After all, our children are the hope of our future, and education is an investment in our future, in the new America, to which I believe we all look forward. So I think that we must do for our children the very best that we possibly can, and that is what every parent, mother and father must want.
Cast your vote on November 6th for the new America, for Adlai Stevenson for president and Estes Kefauver for vice president. Vote Democratic, the party for you, not just the few.